Ew.
All right, you guys, welcome to Team Call Tuesday. It is December 20th, and we are so excited to have you all here tonight to talk about treating your biz like a biz. Oh, and I meant to bring up my tracker, but you want me to just go for it? All right, let's just go for it. I just have a few things that I want to share. I have been feeling under the weather, so I really don't want to let you hear me sniffle all night. So I'll try to be brief. But what I first wanted to talk about is, and I don't want to go into this in detail because if you have been on any of these calls, you know how I feel about the tracker. When it comes to treating your business, getting like weird text messages from someone on Instagram right now, which is why I keep touching my phone. Oh my gosh, the weirdos are coming out, I swear. Okay, so if you've been around, you've heard me talk about the tracker before. If we're here to talk about treating your business like a business, that means you use the business activity tracker. The business activity tracker is your guide to how to run your business, and it's also a great tool to see how your business is going. And if you're wondering about how to fill it out or you have questions on that, we are happy to answer. We have a nooner coming up on Tuesday, so if you have questions about certain blocks of the tracker, ask your coach, ask in Fit and Fierce, ask in our question box that I'll put up on Friday for our nooner on Tuesday. Are we having a nooner on Tuesday? Okay, we are. And we are happy to answer. We also have other calls that we've recorded going over the boxes. Leah usually hosts a power hour weekly going over how to fill out your tracker, how to run your business in just 45 minutes a day or just a half an hour a day, whatever you have to put into your business. But your tracker is going to be your tool. So make it your mission. If you don't have your tracker printed out in a book like I do, and I wish I had it to show you, do that for the new year. Go into Staples, go into Office Max and say, here is the printout of the tracker. I always do it with the tracker. And then on the back page, it's just lined so I can add people's names. And those are my follow-ups. But it's a no-brainer. Just use it so you can follow your business. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine is never perfect. I was just excited. I just looked at mine for the week. I have 4 days that I've fully checked off everything, which is a lot for me in a week. So set your goal. If you're not used to checking off the boxes and you're used to checking off one day or not a whole day at all, make that your goal for the next week. I'm going to do an entire day of checking all the boxes. And then, once you get the rhythm of that down, that consistency, then add another day in, but make sure that you're moving yourself forward. Another thing is to, give yourself a gut check. And, I talked to Gabby about this last night. One thing that I really slacked on this year was monitoring my business and my earnings. And every single week we get paid. Every single Thursday is an opportunity for us to see what we've made, see our rank, see our whatever's happening in our downline. I mean, we should be in there more often than every week, but at least for those days, it's really helpful to say, okay, this is what's coming in my bank account from my business. And then if you're excited, that's great. Look at your tracker and see, what did I do to make this amount hit my bank account? If you're not excited and you're like, well, crap, I could have earned a lot more, use your tracker to see what you did or didn't do. This is a business. So whatever your goals are for your business, you have to figure out why you want this, why this is necessary for your family. For me, this is it. This is how I'm going to pull my family out of debt. It's how I want to take my family to Disney every year and go on all the trips and do all the traveling that I want to do. And, we were just talking before the call started about, making a contribution to the world. Like, I want to be like, I'm fundraising for Boston right now. And one of my friends that's fundraising with me, she got an anonymous donor to her fundraising campaign for $1,000. I would fucking love to do that. Excuse my language. I would love to just pump money into somebody's Facebook birthday campaign for raising money for homeless dogs. Like, I just want to give. So it's okay to want to earn more money so that you can give, so that you can help your family, so that you can be that person in your family that helps all the people that need the money. That's what my parents are in our family. So whatever it is, whatever you're working for, figure that out and then reverse engineer your goals to get there. But use your tracker to do that and make sure that you make it your mission to run your business like a business. So one of the things that I really wanted to touch on, because as I said, I talk about the tracker all the time, but another thing, because I'm going to be real with you guys, I'm always going to be real. This year has not been a great business year for me. It just hasn't. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to use all the lessons that I've learned in this year to make next year even better. But what I will tell you about this year is that I didn't step into my own worth. And what I mean by that is, we have to understand what we have to offer people. I mean that in the sense of a total solution pack, because the value that is in a total solution pack, if you don't believe in that, it's going to be really hard for you to convince somebody else why it's important. Whatever you have to do to understand the value of that, whether you have to, go and look at gym memberships that are local, if you go look at CrossFit programs, look at the local nutritionist prices, you can do all of these research in your area and see what people are charging. And it is hundreds, if not thousands of dollars more than what we charge. So really get crystal clear on what the value is that we have to offer. And then in addition to that, you have to realize what you have to bring to the table. So when it comes to running your business, are you in this business? Because I wouldn't want to sign up with a coach who wasn't in this business, who was in it half in and half out, who maybe worked out once a week, but maybe not 2 times a week. Like, I would want a coach who is here and they're not going to leave and they're not going to give up on me or their own goals. And they are in this. So are you that person? Because if you're not, then that's where you have to figure out what you're doing right now. Go back to the tracker, make sure you're following a workout program that you're pumped about, that you're following a nutrition program, that you're getting great results, that you're using the products. And that has to be your first step. And then once you are, know your value. You are someone who's consistent. You are someone who can help someone with the tools that you just use to get yourself consistent, to get yourself in this game, to get those great results, to feel amazing, to get strong, whatever it is. And what can you give your customers and clients? So I know a lot of the times it's like, someone signs up with a total solution pack and then they don't want their next shipment of Shakeology. And we're like, oh my goodness. Well, guys, something I have been struggling with, or I don't even want to say struggling, but like hemming and hawing about for like 2 years is I am committed in my coaching business. And if people want to go all in with me, I am here for it. But if they're not, then my level of commitment to them has to be different, right? Like we have to know, okay, if you're here to go all in, I'm all in with you. If you're not, I don't know how to help you. And that sort of comes back to, we were on this amazing call last night, and we're going to try our hardest to get this recording for you. But one of the things that was talked about in the call was the birth of the preferred customer program last year, which I know I was really excited about and hopeful about. And I don't think it sort of turned into my business the way that I wanted it to. But it comes back to the fact that nothing changed my life except coaching. I was never a customer. I was never a preferred customer. I was a coach from day one. And what did that do? It made me eligible to earn money. 2, it leveled me to higher accountability. And it put me in the game to say, okay, this is not a temporary health solution. This is a forever health solution, because I'm here forever. I don't want to go back. I don't want to try Atkins again. I don't want to drink Slim Fast. I want to do this thing that is healthy for me, that feels good, that makes me feel strong, that makes me feel confident, that makes me a better mom. That's why I'm here. So, and for years, that's how I built my business. I was like, well, okay, if you only want to be a customer, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you'll get the same results that I did, but I can't promise that because my results came from coaching. Coaching brought me the community. It brought me the emphasis on personal growth and development, and it brought me all the tools and the discounts. So that's what I'm going into 2023 remembering, is to lead with the business opportunity. Sure, if that doesn't work and the people are adamant against it, yes, there's other options for them. And you can always circle back and change people from customers and preferred customers into coaches. But I know for me, I have to remember to keep doing that and keep circling back to those people to remind them that if you've fallen off, if you haven't remained consistent, if you haven't built that into your schedule yet, it might be because you haven't tried coaching yet. And coaching can be as simple as just asking a friend to come, just a friend or two, bring them along. And then you have that skin in the game to say, I'm not giving up, because if I give up, that other person gives up. So I just want you to remember that your worth and what do you have to offer? Do you check in with your customers? Do you check in with your coaches? Do you check in on your people in your challenge group? If so, then this is a business for you. And this is a business that you deserve to be paid for. So remember that when people are, wishy-washy about prices and whatever, you can, as I said, go back to those prices in your area. It's shocking. It's always around this time that I see people advertise for local businesses, and like a local nutrition challenge that I saw last year, excuse me, it was like 3 weeks long nutrition check-in. I don't even know what else they got. And it was like $600. So just know what we have is an incredible price. It is all the tools that people will have or will need for success, and be confident in that, and then be confident in yourself, but make that commitment to yourself and your business. All right. You want to go, Leah or Gabby?
Whoever. I'm taking notes. So you can go, Gabby, and I'll just keep on taking some notes, and randomly I'll touch on some stuff after.
Okay. Yeah. So Melissa gave you all of the hype girl, you got this, know your worth stuff. I'm going to give you some practical, logistical, put your hands on it, things that I have seen over the last couple months. And hopefully I'm the upline to some of you, but not to all of you. So I hope that, when I say this, it's not because I think it's the way it's going to benefit your upline. It's what I think is going to bring you the income that you're looking for. And where I told Melissa last night, one, pregnant Gabby, it has a lot less filter than normal Gabby. I think it's because I'm out of breath all the time. So if I'm speaking, I'm just going to get to the point, because otherwise I'm going to run out of breath. Also, while yes, we have a heart for what we're doing, and that's a big part. We want to help people, but there's a lot of things we could do to help people that don't require us making money. And so we chose this because there's a part of us who wants the income, needs the income, sees a reason they might want the income in the future, whatever it is. And whatever your reason is valid. Like when Melissa said, if you're super financially stable and you're I could not do this and we would be completely fine and live our lives pretty much exactly how we want to, but maybe that you have a mission on your heart, or something you would want to be able to give more to, and you financially couldn't do that without increasing your income, then that's okay too. That's awesome. And that's that sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but I don't have to coach. I want to. I started coaching when I was working full time. I had my first daughter and I was coaching high school cheerleading. It was a busy time. So I was not always a stay-at-home mom who had all this free time in the world. I was not a teacher, bless your souls. I did work in education though. I could not be on my phone all day. In fact, the one time that I posted something on Facebook during school hours, I got highly reprimanded for it. So if you're someone who works full time, please don't think that it's not possible for you. Yes, it's going to look different. Okay. That's where you have to flex that discipline muscle. But I just want you to know that I've been on both sides of it, and it's possible for you to do it. So anyway, I don't have much of a guide here. I'm just kind of going to roll with it. One big thing that we one trend we've seen lately is, And especially if you're newer, you're probably like, what? This has been my normal. Last year, the preferred customer program got introduced and it got really hyped up. We got really excited about it. We're like, yay, like we don't have to call people discount coaches anymore. And then corporate has turned around and kind of admitted, yes, it was needed. The company went public. They needed to have a way to kind of sift through the people truly just getting a discount versus the people who are working the business. However, what they saw happen is people quit recruiting coaches. We quit. We started just settling on preferred customer. And what happened with that is everyone's income dropped. And the reason for that is because a preferred customer does not tap into the network. There's no network marketing part of having a preferred customer. They sit right there and they buy stuff themselves. And let me tell you what happens to your confidence when your whole organization becomes part of preferred customers. And we all did it, like kettle calling the pot calling kettle black, whatever it is. Like I was still recruiting coaches, but I was also like pretty quickly just dropping down to PCs if they gave me any pushback. I was like, okay, it's fine. You can just do preferred customer. I'm just kidding. It's okay. We just got really comfortable with that. And then if they don't want to order product anymore, they cancel, because wouldn't you do that? Raise a hand. Like if you were paying for this like VIP membership, like for Fabletics, and you got what you wanted with the discount, but you don't want any more stuff, you're going to cancel it. Right. But what does that do to our ego? We start seeing these PCs drop off like flies, and you're like, oh my God, like they don't like me. They don't like our stuff. Like I suck as a coach. Like they just don't need product that they need to pay for a discount on anymore. Right. But what happens? And I mean, I was like Melissa, I came in as a coach right away, mentally thinking, I want to get a discount and I want to be able to earn enough to pay for what I just bought. And had the preferred customer program been available when I signed up and someone had offered it to me, that would have been a really easy yes. And I would have lost the opportunity to pay for my stuff and to potentially make income in the future. And I wouldn't be here 8 years later. So what I'm saying is, by offering preferred customer out the gate, we are denying them the coaching opportunity. They don't even need to know preferred customer exists. It's just like they don't know that our free trial of bot exists unless you tell them about it. Now, if they come to you and say, I saw an infomercial that don't exist anymore that said you get I can do a free trial of bot, that's a different conversation. If they come to you saying, I heard there's a preferred customer program, yada, yada, they're not going to come to you saying that though. All right. What we are seeing corporately is that when people come on as a coach, the likelihood of them doing something, anything like helping one person with BOD, their likelihood of staying on board is like through the roof, like with their own products. Because think about it, if you've got some even like teeny tiny residual income coming in from a friend getting BOD here, a random friend grabbing collagen here, like, are you just going to cancel and like give that up to somebody? Probably not. But people don't even have the opportunity if they won't come on as a coach. So just remember, have confidence in the coach opportunity. And what we are seeing with the data is people basically, if you want to make money, they either need to come on as a coach or stay as a customer. If they shimmy down to preferred customer after that 6 months, let it happen. But give them that 6 months to have the most bomb experience with Beachbody that they want to upgrade to coach and help people with this. That's what you use that time period for. Yes, PCs help with rank, whatever. I mean, they fill holes when it's necessary. If you want to make money doing this, we cannot be recruiting preferred customers. So my team knows that's a soapbox that like I will not get off of, because I'm constantly telling them we're not recruiting preferred customers anymore. And then I see like new PC, and I'm like, what happened? But I'm genuinely curious, and I'd love for you guys to go in the chat and kind of talk about some of the scenarios where you felt cornered into offering PC, or did you offer it right away? Kind of like what happened in your conversations with bringing them on, where you felt like you didn't have a way out and you panicked, and then suddenly they came on as a preferred customer. Because I think that can be helpful to figure out. It just becomes a practice of navigating that conversation relating to your own experience. Did you come on as a preferred customer? Did you come on as a coach? Did you go from customer to coach? because that's where your money's going to be. And it's denying that person the opportunity to also bring in income. I mean, as a PC, they're not part of the team. You're asking them to pay. It's like, okay, I wasn't in a sorority. I was going to make fun of y'all. It's like paying to like be in it, but like, you're not part of the team. It's like being the manager or something, or worse, like you're paying for it and you're not in it. It's like, why? Sorority wasn't a good example because you actually like do make friends doing that. But you know, it's like, why are we asking people to pay to do this? And it's like, they're not part of the team. They're not getting recognized for anything. Like, why would we not like let them have some skin in the game with it? So, you know, it goes beyond just your ability to make money by them being a coach. It's also offering them that same opportunity. And until September of 2021, it didn't exist. It was only created as a corporate necessity so that the average coach earnings to the public, when Beachbody went public, actually had a more accurate reflection of what coaches earn. That's it. It's not helping anybody else except for that. All right, so drop whatever stuff you need about PCs in there. Okay, so good. So actually something that this call talked about last night, talking about coach and how it scared people to death and like they had this perception. You can call coach what you want. So one thing they talked about last night, call it that you're partnering with Beachbody. You're partnering with them. Have you considered partnering with Beachbody? Have you considered being a body brand ambassador? We can start calling it whatever we want. And I got the impression that some of these super influential coaches are, you know, beginning to try to sweet talk the people who have any power to change anything to possibly even change the name of a coach. You know, it can be you're partnering with this company, you're a brand ambassador with this company. And one of the things you do is help coach people. You know, like you can call it what you want to call it, whatever makes them feel more comfortable. And when they see coach and just say, hey, look, like it's what you want. Think of it like you're a Beachbody affiliate. It's the same concept. People would love to like have a company that they like, reach out to them and say, hey, like you can be a brand ambassador for Yogalicious yoga pants. And you'd be like, yes. And you'd be like showing your leggings and like posting the link. It's the same thing, right? Like it can be the same thing. So if the word coach is what's freaking them out, call it something else. Just say, hey, like I'm partnered with them as a brand ambassador. It's like being an affiliate and I earn commission. This is what we do. Then call it that. You know your audience, you know your people. It's the same concept. So don't let coach scare them away, and just let them know if all you want to do right now is get a discount on the stuff you like, that's fine. That's fine. I have no expectations. I meet everyone where they are and go from there. All right. I feel like that was a big word vomit on PCs, but I'm just telling you, it is true. And they are seeing that is killing people's income.
Can I just say something really quick too about what they said last night? You know, when we're talking about recruiting coaches, these, you know, huge leaders that presented on this call last night were like, I am not atypical. I have not grown a typical team, which is why I make the income that I make. And I'm looking for other atypical women who want more out of their life. And that just really speaks to me, because I don't want to say this to sound bad, but I don't want somebody who's going to be like, I don't want to post a video of my working out. No, I want someone who's going to come in and say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to grow this business, to make this work for myself, for my family, for my dreams, for my goals, whatever it takes. And I know that there's some learning curve there, but I want the people who are ready to rock. So, you know, I think that just comes with the confidence too. Like if you're ready to change your life, you're ready to become a coach, you're ready to step into this, and you're ready to do this, whatever you call it, ambassador or what, influencer, or partnered with Beachbody or Body, whatever it is.
Oh gosh, I just had a thought and then it totally went away as I was listening to you talk. So if you guys, I mean, one thing, and I guess I'll pivot a little bit because I think that this is big, and what Melissa said is, you know, talking about how you're looking for people who want to work, right? So here's just a general question. This is where you have to take an honest reflection of, are my actions resulting in the results that I want? And a realistic look at, what am I actually putting out there? Stuff on my keyboard. So I want you to, if you are a person who recruits in person, all right, you're a chatty Cathy, you know all the people, you recruit your neighbor, you recruit the mom at swim team, like this mess, what I'm saying to you is not for you. Okay. And if you're that person, then I'm really jealous because I'm a little introverted and would like have a panic attack if I had to recruit people in person. So if that is not you and you rely on your social media primarily to connect with new people, get to know them, recruit, invite, have those conversations, take an honest reflection. Think about the last week. And that's a little unfair because it's like leading up to Christmas and like all the chaos and stuff, but we're just going to say it. Think about the last week. What has your social media, if I've never come to your page before, what does it tell me about you and what you're looking for your business? Are you showing up like a challenger? Or are you showing up like a coach who's trying to build a business? Are you talking about coaching? Are you talking about who you're looking for? Are you offering the opportunity? And I'm saying you like, hey, sometimes I got to be like, dang, I ain't talked about coaching in 2 weeks. I better put something about it. We attract what we put out. So if we are not talking about the coaching opportunity or brand ambassador or people partnering with us with Body, then we're not going to attract that. Okay. So if all we're doing, and I'm not minimizing it, sharing that you approve of the product matters. Showing a sweaty selfie or a workout clip or whatever you need, or, post-workout reflection or whatever is important because we're showing them, but our challengers can do that too. That doesn't separate us from what our challengers could do just to check in for their workout, like, hey, I went for a run, we're like, great, like, I'm so happy, but like, I'm not moved to go ask you about how I can join you in running. That comes from what you're talking about. So be sure that you're talking about coaching. If you're like, I don't know how to talk about coaching, I have a list here and I'm going to give you some examples of how you can talk about it, especially if you're a newer coach and you're like, I don't have this big rank to talk about or this big recognition thing to talk about yet, or haven't achieved this giant goal yet. Well, one, we have to get out of like that. That's the only benefit of the coaching opportunity. So, make sure that you're not shrinking down and that you're sharing the small wins that you're getting from your business. It's easy to feel like you're not where you want to be. But if you actually look at what you've done, like truly look at even like your year-to-date earnings in your coach office, it's right at the top. Like those are dollars you didn't have before Beachbody. Like be proud of that. If it is one challenge pack's worth of dollars, like that's more dollars than you started with. Like that's one more person that you helped. So think about like the different blessings that you've gotten from your business. One is you can talk about, did you get any swag? Did you get it from your upline? Did you get it from Beachbody? Have you earned it from some challenge that you did? So, you can talk about like how you're getting that. And I don't know about you, depending on, what your job situation is or has been in the past, but bless you teachers, especially, a lot of jobs, this is not their strong suit. Recognition, just like blessing you with, gifts and little raises and like that stuff just typically doesn't exist in the 9-to-5 type world. And if you work for an employer who does that, you stick around. What about what you get when you complete a program? Of course, I don't know how that's changing in the future, but, getting like, be proud of that tank top or that shirt that you earned or whatever. Like, it's okay to like be excited about being recognized for these small things that you're doing. If your upline does do recognition for you, share that and talk about it. Give it context, give it some teeth. Like, this is what this meant for me when I hit that goal. Shout yourself out. If you have to and your upline's not doing it, make your own damn graphic and you slap it up there and you shout yourself out and you tag some teammates and let them shout you out. Like, you make it happen. If you have made some income that's helped you buffer your bank account, if it's offset some of your bills, if it has allowed you to meet some adult friends who don't have drama and who are like-minded and have things in common with you and have allowed you to grow, what I hear so frequently, it's actually she's not on here. I was kind of hoping she was, a new coach who asked, and she's not the only person that asked. I've got someone else on here who's told me this. When they started coaching and they started sharing about Beachbody, they had people in their circle be kind of snarky about it. I don't know if anyone else ran into that. I was very lucky, and no one did it to my face, or I was either too stupid to know that they did it. I was probably like, yeah, thanks. I'm laughing, and they're probably making fun of me. That's you outgrowing them. And so you're getting to like surround yourself with like people who get it, and not because we're just drinking the Beachbody Kool-Aid. Like, I feel like this is the circle of people that, like, even if you chose to leave body, like, you're just not the kind of person who's going to do that to somebody else. Like, you're just not that kind of person. And you've now surrounded yourself with people who aren't going to be that kind of person. So you get to meet new people as an adult that just like aren't miserable, like, and just pessimistic and like snarky about people. And I just think that that's amazing. And I know it feels weird. You're like, oh, they're my internet friends. But at some point, you start to become not just internet friends. I mean, and people meet their spouses on the internet. So I'm just saying, you can absolutely make friends and develop relationships on the internet. And it is real, and it makes a difference. As far as like how else your business might have blessed you, did it help you pay for a project? Does it help you fund a hobby of yours or your kids? Did it help pay for a vacation, activities that your kids are in? Did it help support an emergency vet bill? These little things are relatable. If I showed someone a new car I bought because my business blessed me, that's not that relatable to someone starting out. They're like, oh God, like, I'm not going to make like 15, 20 grand. And like, that's unrealistic. But what is realistic is, hey, my year-to-date earnings have allowed me to offset these bills. It helps cover this car payment. Like, it is okay to talk about that stuff, because that stuff can make a big difference. How many people right now are having conversations with customers and challengers who can't commit because they don't have enough money before Christmas because they blew it all on Christmas? Maybe I'm a cheap ass, and that's fine. Like, we don't spend over the top on Christmas, but like, what kind of difference could it make for somebody to be earning an extra $100 this month, an extra $200 this month? You know what I mean? Like, that could be a like life-changing to have that kind of wiggle room in their paycheck. And you know, it's so easy for people to blow it off and be like, oh, whatever. But like, if you talk about that, like, hey, like, in the past, we have like, I would not have been able to say yes to this kind of stuff, or been able to say yes to this kind of Christmas gift for my kid. And like, I can, because I did the work and I'm here and I got to help people with this. So it's okay to talk about those things that are super relatable, because it actually hurts my heart when I hear mom saying like, we're so tight right now. We're so tight for Christmas. We're so tight coming up on Christmas. But y'all, we're in this business building call. I'm in these same local groups and the same boutique groups that they are in, and they are not budgeting the way they're acting like. They are still going and buying that top, and they're still going and buying the stuff in the boutique. And I see it, and I'm just like, okay, you say you don't have it, but okay, I see you. So, you know, use all of these little blessings that you've had in your business to talk about the coaching opportunity. That's what all of that was to get to, is don't feel like you don't have anything to say. Like, really, if you need to, sit down and just write it down. Like, I have made this year to date. I have been able to connect with these people. Hopefully you have an opportunity to do something in person, even if it's with local people. And it doesn't have to be a super Sunday thing. Like, if you have customers locally, like, just say, hey, do y'all want to come to my house on Saturday and just like do a workout and then like have mimosas and like play a card game or whatever? Like, just do that, you know, just do something that gets you together in person with people and gives you an opportunity to do stuff in real life. So those were just like some tangible ways you can be talking about the coaching opportunity, because that's the only way you're going to recruit coaches. You have to be sneaking it in to your stories and into your posts that you're making. Okay, that was kind of a rant. Okay, what else y'all got?
I loved it. Snaps for Gabby.
Yes.
Wedding.
Again, I was just like in that, Gabby. I was just like, I was with you on everything. I'm like, yes, I checked my freaking feed, and I was like, what's on my feed? What do I look like?
my own. You can ask someone to look.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For
I
sure.
used to ask Megan, I would say, will you please look at my social media and like, tell me what you're seeing? Like, can you give me some honest feedback on what you're seeing? I mean, you can ask somebody to do that because it's easy for us to feel like, oh, we're doing the things. And then we're like, oh, I made a post like 8 days ago and I've had one reel that I made last month and it was like my kids. And then, and then I had a story with my shake in it. Like, that's not it. That's not going to do it. You don't have to be good at social media. You have to be consistent with it. You got to keep showing up. That's how they're going to see your stuff. And that's how you're going to, they're going to, like Melissa said, they know that you're still showing up every day.
And you mentioned like last week was a bad week to look at, or this week is a bad week to look at. It's not though, because if it's a business, you show up all the time. Like Christmas and Christmas Eve is several days away. You are working, you're going to work it. And, Melissa mentioned the power hours. Guys, no one comes. I'm going to be straight right now. I show up, not this past week because nobody was coming. I was starting to get a little angry. I'll come back and I will do my Monday night power hours, but like, y'all got to show up. Like, we're here for you. And it takes 45 minutes to work your business in a day. If you don't run a group, like if you run a group with your coach or you don't have to run a group, you can still work your business in 45 minutes every day. And you don't have to worry about any extra stuff. And it just like, that's a non-negotiable for me. So I looked back at my last week or 2 weeks ago when I had one of my biggest paychecks ever. And I did 5 45-minute sessions. Did I get all of my check-ins done with my PCs and my customers? No. Did I log my workout every day in my bod group? I didn't. Oops. But my posts were scheduled automatically and I've been consistent. So I've got an active bod group, but I got those power hours done. The activities that actually make us money can take just 45 minutes a day. So no matter the time of year, I thought that was a really, like, if it's your business, it's your business.
Can I say something really quick too? It's like, I don't go to bed until my stuff is done. Like, this is my business. So I do not, it doesn't matter what happens the rest of the day. Like, I wake up at 5 every day and that's when I work my business because that's my focus time. But if shit happens with kids and dogs and husbands and houses, I still do not go to bed until it's done. Like that's just how I've been for the last 4 years. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can be like, okay, crunch time. Let me follow up with these people. Let me invite a few people that have been watching my stories. It doesn't have to be super intense, but as long as you're doing something to push that needle forward. And I know that this week is weird. Like holidays are weird. So things may look a little bit different in terms of how you're working your business. As Leah said, like, I will be working my business until Friday. And then, as I usually do, I way pull back on the weekends anyways, which happens to be Christmas. But showing up for your business should just be what you do. If you're here, that's what you do. And you don't have to, whatever level you are at, you should be at the power hours. You should be coming to them. You can always learn when different leaders in the company run them. I always learn something new about how they do something, how they word something, what they do with their time, and how they're pushing forward. So what is the power hour? So Leah hosts power hours every week, and a power hour is working. So if you don't know what, so it's confusing, right? When you're new to coaching, you're like, what the hell do I do? Okay, I do my workout, I drink my shake. We show you in these power hours exactly what we do. So Leah will say, like, this is how I go meet new people on Instagram. This is what I'm posting in my stories. This is how I'm making my reel today. This is what I'm sending to people. This is what group I'm inviting to. So if you're looking at your tracker and you're like, I don't know how to fill this out,
you should absolutely be at the power hours, because you can ask us these questions. And again, like, we ask this of other leaders, like it doesn't matter where you are in your business, like accountability works. So whether it's for Zoom in the morning for your workouts, or whether it's for your business and it's a power hour, dig into the accountability, because we're here to help everyone succeed. Sorry, Leah.
No, God, you're fine. And you don't have to check all of those boxes every day. I mean, I drove myself a little crazy staying up to all hours trying to check all those boxes my first year of coaching. And it got me consistent. And now I do a lot of those things without even thinking about it, but don't overwhelm yourself. There are 4 activities that I do every day that definitely moves my needle forward. And after that, the other things get done when they can. If you want to invite twice a week, and let me look at my 4 activities, because sometimes even that can be overwhelming, and inviting every day might stress you out. So just invite twice a week. And then you can meet some new friends on social media one night, the same night that you do some intentional connecting, and you can connect with friends and you can meet some new friends one night, and then you post maybe twice a week. So break it up a little bit and just start working. Just start, don't worry about all the little boxes. It's a lot. And if you haven't been working in a while and you want to get rejuvenated, Casey, that was a good question you asked a long time ago. Get excited again. What do you do? What program are you doing? Have you been on Body Interactive? Because I did Sean T yesterday and today twice, and he will energize the shit out of anybody. Excuse my language again. He's incredible. So like find what gets you excited. Come to our calls. We're here. We're here. We're here for you. We're here for us. We're here for each other. That's what keeps me energized, and coaching keeps me energized. So even if when I started, I was only helping one other person, I showed up better. I would not be as consistent as I am now if I wasn't coaching. I love it. I love reels. I love posting on social media already. So this was a way for me to do that, but you don't have to do that right away. You can work your business and not do reels every single day. So just start. There was one thing I wrote and I just thought I should probably mention it. Get excited. Lean into the calls. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Darn, it was good. I thought it was going to be a good idea to talk about too.
And there's also power hours or action hours in I don't even know what it's called now, Body 411 or Body Coach 411. So like if you can't hop on live with Leah, there's other coaches who lead different ones. And I have one from Erin Hopkins that I just have saved because it's just like one of my go-to ones. And I mean, literally in real time, you can be doing the thing. She sets timers, and I think Leah does too, and her and Melissa do them, and you're like doing it. So again, if you are a working person who works outside the home 9 to 5, and you need to say like, I don't have cracks in my day to do this. I need a concentrated like 30, 45-ish minutes like that I can give this every day. You might need to get that in place until it's such a habit that like you don't have to think about it anymore. Like you can just sit down and know like these are the things I need to go do, because your time is valuable. And if you're doing this all day long and you're not seeing results, then like we need to talk about that, because you should not be having to do these things all day long or feel like you are. Being on social media and kind of half scrolling is not working your business. Like it's really easy to feel that way, but it's really not. If you're not creating content, then you're just consuming it, or unless you're doing intentional connections with people. But a lot of times that comes after you've created. So, just be careful not to get in that slippery slope of like, I'm looking for inspo. Like you just need to go and like do a power hour and spend that 30, 45 minutes doing that instead of like scrolling on Instagram.
Reset timers. Timers is a big one. Because I was like working my business all day. I was spending hours doing this and not really, I was getting results. I was getting great results, but I didn't have to do that. I could have set timers. I could have intentionally worked for an hour, 45 minutes in the morning. And then whatever I did the rest of the day, great. But at least it was a well-rounded timer set, complete power hour. It's Body Coach Basics, but I haven't been able to find the power hours. So maybe one of you guys can help me find those and share it in Fit and Fierce, because I do love those. It's usually a 2+ star person gets on there and leads a power hour that focuses on new people, or it focuses on follow-ups, or they focus on inviting, or they focus on program launches. Those are great. So yeah, showing up and then just remembering your confidence. I know you guys both talked about confidence in coaching. Guys, we change people's lives. These programs save lives. Don't freaking forget it, and don't take it for granted. Be proud of it and share the heck out of it. So that's all I got.
Snaps for Leah.
Oh, side note, I was on the podcast today, and she told us all to email if we were interested in being in one of the super body block podcasts that are coming up. So each super trainer is going to take a month and do a 3-week body block on kind of like Healthy Obsession was like an 80-day obsession body block. Sean T is going to do one in May. He's going to do a T25 3-week body block. And you can email them and let them know that you're interested in being in a podcast for an entire body block. Like, how freaking cool would that be? And so, you just need to email. I'll put the email in here. You just need to email them with your name, your number, and your email address.
Will you put that in the team page? I need that.
Yes. Gabby, tell me how it was for you. How was that? Sorry, I'm totally sidestepping.
Should I stop recording?
Was it hard? No, I think this is good.
Okay, sorry.
Watch the replay, but was it hard to show up when they needed you to show up? Like, was there anything tough about being in the podcast for Healthy Obsession?
Well, my unexpected thing was being pregnant and doing hour-long Healthy Obsession workouts in the first trimester, and they didn't know. They probably would have kicked me out. You cannot have children in it at all, or they drop you. So just know that if it's tip for Healthy Obsession, they filmed Eastern time. It was around 10, 11 o'clock. So just, if you're a working outside of the home 9 to 5 person, it might not be an opportunity for you. But they literally they're legally not allowed to have children on the screen. So that was some days I had Penny with me, and I tried my best to have her snacks and all the stuff. She was in the same room, and I said, you can't walk in this spot, and she'd be on the edge, like, I was like, and like the 1 or 2 times she did like flash across the screen, I literally saw mine disappear. Like, they will just drop you and not put you back on. So that was kind of frustrating. So just be aware, if you have kids and they happen to make an appearance, they're going to drop you.
They used to do that with the podcast in general, and then they got more relaxed about it, or maybe the legality changed or something. But I remember in the beginning, it was like the same thing. You would be out if you had a kid.
And it's probably sort of the same, but maybe they just won't they can't bring you up like really highlighted, or if your kids are like all up in it, they'll probably drop. But if they're just this tiny little ghostly thing in the back that they just see for a second, they might not worry about it. But that was something.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was neat. Like, it was neat having the consistency, but I did miss some. But I did tell them that up front, that there were going to be some that I just couldn't. And some days were doubles. Some days we were filming 2 Healthy Obsession workouts back to back. And I was like, and they also will drop you if you leave the screen. So like, if you have a thing and like you have to go step off for a second, they don't want like an empty. I mean, they said you need to treat it like you're in the room with her.
Did you find it helped with your business?
I think that it invigorated my team to do it. I don't know how many new people it attracted necessarily, but I do think that it got like my downline excited about trying the program. Mhm.
Awesome. Awesome sauce.
And it was hard. So if you're looking for a hard program, it was a tough
I
one.
gave up after 2 days. I was like, not for me.
I was all kinds of different sore. I told actually at our Nashville retreat, I remember telling Joel that next to his leg days and lift more, like Healthy Obsession had me sweat the same. I'm not a big sweater, but like they had me heavy mouth breathing, like again, I know I was pregnant, but I was modifying a lot too. And I still was like, wow, these are really hard. But I'm very excited about body blocks in general. I think they're going to be really, really good for business.
It is going to be the best year ever. I mean, we didn't even touch on like the Success Club system changing and all of that. We're going to share maybe on the next team call, because it's going to be huge in gaining momentum and helping new coaches see success. And it's going to be a game changer for all of us.
The whole pivot to health esteem. I think January has got some big health esteem month coming. Like guys, we're going to change, like literally change people's mindsets of what health and fitness is all about, which is what everyone's been trying to do. What coaches have been trying to, what attracted me to coaching was seeing how all these top coaches talked about mindset, and it's not about a scale. Like those are the things that I fell in love with. So we get to be on the forefront of that. I am going to do Healthy Obsession in January. And if anybody's interested, I'm going to do a like 21 day hard. So dry 21 days of January. And like indoor outdoor workout, that kind of stuff, water goals. So if anybody's interested and you want to invite some of your friends or coaches or PCs or customers to join us, let me know. I would love to have a badass 21
Leah,
days.
when you said to email podcast@Beachbody, do we say anything? Do we say we want to be in the podcast for the body blocks or? Okay.
Yeah, probably so. Probably should just be like, put that up in the subject line, but they didn't, she didn't say to do that, but of course I was like, please, please, please use me, please, please, please. And then I gave her my information.
I'm gonna send her an email right now.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to stop recording now?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. If you are not naked, and you can put your screen on for a second, this is an example of something you can be sharing on your social for your business stuff. You can share the call and you can just be like who chooses, like what kind of crazy person chooses to get on like a work call at this time after you've had a full day. Like, there's something like good going on when you'll choose to spend your time doing this, like you find your thing. And I mean, Brienne's like got the flu with her wine. Is that wine or is it emergency? It's bourbon.
It's bourbon and honey.
Brienne's drinking. It's fine.
Brienne is my idol. It's awesome.
She's like, I got my bourbon and my honey. So, like even little things like this, when you're like, I don't know what to talk about, like this, talk about something that was a takeaway, something that you're looking forward to and you're excited about. And real quick, I know we stopped recording and that's fine, but there was something.
I didn't actually.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay. So Brienne, your bourbon drinking is recorded for the internet. But is to just make sure you're providing like excellent customer service to your customers and your new coaches. And like some of the tips of those were like when you are showing up in your group, whether it is your own challenge group or accountability group, or you have one that you're part of with an upline, don't show up like a challenger. Challengers check in with their sweaty selfie. Your upline may have like standard post like in there. Your team wants to see you. So if you're not going to run your own group, you need to be like annoying all up in there. You need to be going live. Like, I mean, my people, y'all got permission. Like you need to be going live in there. Yes, shout out your challengers. You can be adding some kind of like challenge you overcame that day, your non-scale victory. Like show up beyond showing up like a challenger. Let them see you like adding that extra love and value to the group, because they're gonna, like, if you show up this much in the group, they're gonna show up this much in the group. If you show up this much in the group, they're gonna show up a little bit more. Like, so just make sure that like they're seeing you as someone who's adding value to that boot camp, not just your upline. And that's not like, oh my God, you aren't posting anything. Like, that's not what I mean. I just know that when I saw my coach doing stuff, it mattered more than something I would see like her coach doing. Actually, her coach was like always MIA. We never saw her, but like it wouldn't have meant the same thing to me. But like seeing her post and her do it was like, okay, like now I'm gonna, like, I see her doing it, so now I'm gonna do it. So make sure that you're showing up, you know, as a coach and a hype girl in there, not just like another challenger. So they see you that way. They see you as a leader and mentor, and like they can be like, dang, like if this is what she does as a coach, I can do this. Like I can just show up big in the challenge group, shout people out. Okay, that was a super random like side note, but I saw that.
No, I love that. Because I think that's so important. Like our jobs are important and we have to show up as if they are. And it's my biggest pet peeve, which is also why I was so excited for the PC program last year. Because I'm like, okay, now we're stepping away from people coming as coaches and not fulfilling their job as a coach. Because your job, when you invite someone to join you, you're there for them. You can't disappear. I don't like, I will never disappear because I've invited someone to come along with me. And that's also kept me here 7 years later. So yeah.
Put your Instagram handles in the chat while we're talking. Sorry. I'm gonna tag y'all. And your job tonight is to share my story of this amazing team call that we've had tonight. This was so great.
This was awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm just going to stop the recording, but you could keep putting your things in there for Leah.
Please do.